Arjun sat on the edge of his small bed, staring at the cracked ceiling of his one-room apartment. The faint hum of the city outside mixed with the noise in his head. Endless thoughts, doubts, and regrets. He whispered to himself, "I hate my life." It wasn't the first time he'd said it. In fact, it had become a daily routine. Wake up, feel lost, go to a job he didn't love, and come home exhausted. Every night he asked the same question: why is my life so hard while others have it so easy? Arjun had once dreamed of becoming an artist, painting the beauty he saw in the world. But life hadn't turned out that way. His father's sudden death forced him to give up his art school admission and take a job in a printing press to support his mother and younger sister. 10 years later, he was still stuck there, same job, same small apartment, same endless struggle. He felt invisible, like life had moved on without him. Every day he scrolled through social media, watching others travel, marry, succeed, and smile. He compared their highlight reels to his everyday reality. "They're living," he muttered. "And I'm just surviving." One evening, Arjun returned home to find a notice pinned to his door. It was from the landlord: "Pay your overdue rent in 3 days or vacate the premises." Something inside him broke. He sank to the floor, tears blurring his vision. Why does this keep happening to me? Haven't I suffered enough? That night, unable to sleep, he wandered aimlessly through the dark streets. He stopped at a small park and sat on a bench, staring at the stars through the branches of an old banyan tree. Nearby, an old man was sweeping the pathway, humming softly. When the man noticed Arjun, he smiled and said, "You're out late, son. Trouble keeping you awake?" Arjun hesitated, but the man's voice was calm, almost comforting. "I just hate my life," Arjun blurted. "Everything I touch falls apart." The old man leaned on his broom and looked at him with kind eyes. "Do you really hate your life, or do you just hate the way it's turned out so far?" Arjun frowned. "What's the difference?" The man chuckled softly. "The difference is everything. Come with me tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." Arjun wasn't sure why, but he went. Maybe it was curiosity, or maybe he just had nothing left to lose. Early the next morning, he followed the old man, who introduced himself as Dev, onto a bus heading toward the mountains. The journey took hours. They passed through dusty roads, quiet villages, and forests that smelled of pine. When they finally reached a small hilltop monastery, Arjun was stunned by its beauty. Mist floated over the valley, and the distant ringing of bells echoed softly. Dev was greeted by a few monks, and soon Arjun realized Dev was one of them. A monk who occasionally visited the city for supplies. He led Arjun to a stone bench overlooking a shimmering lake. "Sit," Dev said. Arjun sat, confused. "What are we doing here?" Dev handed him a glass of water and a spoonful of salt. "Put this salt in the glass and drink." Arjun did as he was told. The moment he took a sip, he grimaced. "It's awful. Too salty." Dev smiled. Then he took Arjun to the edge of the lake and poured another spoonful of salt into it. "Now, take some water from the lake and drink." Arjun cupped his hands, drank, and smiled in surprise. "This tastes fine. Fresh?" Dev nodded. "The amount of salt didn't change? Only the container did. The pain and bitterness in your life are like this salt. You can't remove them, but you can choose whether you live like a glass, small and bitter, or a lake, vast and accepting." Arjun looked at the calm water, reflecting the sky. He didn't speak for a long time. Over the next few days, Arjun stayed at the monastery. He helped the monks with chores, cleaning, cooking, carrying water, and observed their peaceful way of living. No one seemed to be in a hurry. They laughed easily, worked quietly, and treated even the smallest task with care. One morning, Arjun joined Dev by the lake again. The monk pointed to a young sapling growing through a crack in a rock. "See that tree? It didn't complain that life was unfair because it had no soil. It grew anyway." Arjun sighed. "But I feel like I've been stuck for years. How do I grow when everything around me holds me back?" Asterisk Dev looked at him thoughtfully. When we say I hate my life, we stop seeing what's still beautiful in it. The problem is not your life, it's your focus. You're staring at the closed doors while open ones wait behind you. Asterisk that night, Arjun couldn't sleep. He thought about everything Dev had said, the salt, the lake, the tree. He realized how much time he had wasted comparing himself to others. He had been blind to small blessings, his mother's health, his sister's laughter, the roof above his head, the chance to breathe another day. Asterisk, maybe life wasn't against him. Maybe it was just asking him to look differently. Asterisk, when Arjun returned to the city, he wasn't magically happy, but something inside him had shifted. He no longer woke up cursing his life. Instead, he began to look for small reasons to smile. Asterisk, he started painting again in his free time, not for money or recognition, but for peace. He painted the lake, the tree, the old monk's smile. He sold a few of his paintings online, enough to pay part of his rent. That small success rekindled something long lost, hope. Asterisk Arjun began volunteering at a local orphanage on weekends. Seeing children laugh with so little made him realize how rich life truly was. Gratitude became his new habit. Asterisk months later, one of his paintings caught the attention of a small art gallery owner who offered to host his work in an exhibition. Arjun was hesitant at first, but Dev's words echoed in his mind. Be the lake. Asterisk, the exhibition was modest, but it changed everything. People connected deeply with his paintings, especially the one titled, Don't Hate Your Life. It showed a man staring into a vast lake, his reflection merging with the sky, symbolizing peace after pain. Asterisk, the gallery owner asked Arjun to tell the story behind it. He smiled and said, Asterisk, it's about a man who thought his life was small and bitter, until he realized he could become the lake. Asterisk, the audience was silent, many with tears in their eyes. Asterisk, years passed, and Arjun became a known artist and motivational speaker. But he never forgot where he came from, or the monk who changed his life with a spoonful of salt. Asterisk, he often visited the monastery, sitting quietly by the same lake, sketchbook in hand. One day, he found Dev waiting for him, older, but with the same warm smile. Asterisk, you've grown, Dev said. Not just in your art, but in your heart. Asterisk Arjun bowed deeply. You taught me that life isn't about what we have, but how big our soul is. I used to hate my life, but now I thank it, every joy, every wound, every failure, because they shaped me. Asterisk Dev smiled. Good, never forget, the salt will always be there. Just keep growing your lake. Asterisk as the sun set over the mountains, Arjun watched the water shimmer in gold. The wind carried the scent of pine, and for the first time in years, he felt completely at peace. Asterisk, he whispered to himself, not in anger but in gratitude, I love my life. Asterisk, life isn't unfair, it's unpredictable. Everyone faces pain, loss, and disappointment. But those who choose to expand their hearts, forgive their past, and see blessings in small moments, they become free. Asterisk, hating your life only makes it smaller. But accepting it, learning from it, and finding meaning in the struggle, that's how you become the lake. Asterisk.